yeah, we signed their name on the thing, so it's done. It's official.
Were you on vacation when they called you that it was done, or?
We were gonna leave, so it kind of didn't become official, I guess. But we agreed on everything Thursday, and that came out. And then we were trying to like push to get it done Friday because we were leaving to go on vacation with Marissa's family. So we were like waiting. We were gonna leave in the morning, but then we thought it'd get done, so we waited, and then it was a lot of. You believe it or not, it's a lot of pages of contract to read through. I didn't read through all of it. I got an agent for that, but it's a lot of paperwork, so we didn't get it done in time. So now here we are. So it's all right. It could wait a few days.
You got to significantly up the ante on the old Father's Day gifts there since that was done.
Well, I use the excuse of I haven't signed it yet, so I gotta wait till it's done. No, that's a good point. It should have, so maybe we need to reconsider that.
What about receivers trip? I mean, that thing, it's grown and grown and grown.
I know.
After this, does it have to grow exponentially?
Yeah, that's a good question for next year. Because funny you bring that up. I'm going to play in the American Century golf deal this year, so that's kind of the time we do our trip. So I'm gonna get a couple guys in town and hang out here, and we'll work out and golf and maybe take a boat out or something. But next year for sure we'll get back on track and get that going. This has been a crazy off season, obviously trying to get that done, and like I said, the golf deal coming up. But yeah, that's gonna have to get better every year. Like it has done that already. So we'll have to take another step this year for sure.
What does it mean in terms of? I mean, you're tied to Jacksonville now for a pretty long time. I think you guys are building a house here, right? Does it mean more that that it's some sort of financial security for a long time, and you're tied to the franchise?
Yeah, I think obviously financially it's amazing and really sets us up for the future and for the rest of our lives. So that's a huge blessing. Obviously that's a big deal. But I think even more than that is the stability of, like you said, being here for the long term. I mean, however many years it ends up being, I guess could be 7, could be however many it ends up being, is still, that's a long time. And to be able to say we're going to be here and have confidence and know that, that means a lot to us, and we love it here. It's become home. Our families love it. Families love visiting here, and we've really settled in. This is home for us. So we wanted to be here long term. Obviously, it's a place we love to live in, and we know that because we've had some good and some bad times as far as football goes. So it's we've kind of experienced both, and we love being here either way. And obviously the way the organization's going and the direction that we're heading on the football side, that makes it obviously a no-brainer for us. Is we're heading in the right direction, and I want to be the quarterback here. I want to bring a championship to Jacksonville. That's my goal, and I really know that we can accomplish that. So I'm excited for that, and it just pairs up to where we happen to love living here too. So.
Is there a level of relief now that it's out of the way?
A little, yeah, definitely a little bit of a relief, and just I shouldn't even say relief. Obviously, it's a huge blessing, and we're excited. But to have it done and kind of behind us, to where you can just move forward and go play and get ready for training camp, instead of thinking in the back of your mind that it didn't get done. And I guess that season, obviously every season's big, but it feels good to know, like I said, I'm going to be here and have that stability. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really change too much, but it does feel good to have it done. That was a goal that the team and myself and my team wanted to get done, is to have it finished by the time training camp came around, so we could just put everything towards this year and getting ready to go bring a championship here.
What was the moment like when you got the call, either from your agent or whoever, that said, okay, it's done, we're ready to go? Were you here working out? Like, where were you?
I was at my house. It was a week ago today that it kind of got, and it was headed that way all week. I was getting updates from my agent, and we were talking about where it was. I knew we were getting pretty close, so I felt confident that it would get done. Didn't know exactly when. Those things kind of, it's weird. It's kind of like nothing, and then ramps up like last minute. So it's interesting how it kind of works out. But I felt good we were going to get it done that, not necessarily last week, but that week I knew that we were heading in the right direction. So yeah, it was really exciting when he told me, all right, here's where we're at, and I think we're about done with it. So yeah, I was super pumped, and it feels good to, obviously, I say accomplish that. It feels good to really be backed by the organization, and Mr. Khan and Trent and everyone involved in making these decisions of who you sign long term, who you keep around. Just grateful for them and that they, see that in me and they want me to be the quarterback here. And obviously that's what I want. And but it takes two to tango. So I'm grateful that they see the value in me, and I really feel confident in what we can accomplish here.
There's some added pressure that comes with it, obviously, right?
I think it is what you make it. I think I'm playing quarterback in this league is pressure anyway. So, yeah, I guess on the outside there's going to be a bigger expectation, with the long-term deal and being the franchise quarterback and having the contract to, I guess, say that. It might change how other people look at it, but for me, I think I've kind of carried that responsibility anyways. Being a starting quarterback in this league is a big responsibility, and the team goes as you go, and I know that, and that's a big responsibility. So I'm not going to add any pressure to myself just based on getting this contract. It doesn't really change what I expect of myself and what the team expects of me. I mean, whether this got done or not, Mr. Khan, Trent, Doug, everyone, all the coaches expect me to play well and like I said, to bring a championship here eventually. So I know that's the end goal, and that's what I'm here for. So now that this is done, it doesn't really change that. But, like I said, maybe from the outside it will a little bit, but not for me.
Did anyone reach out to you that meant something to you, to congratulate you, anything like that, former teammates, coaches, or anything?
Yeah, a lot of, current teammates here that, had some really nice things to say and were just congratulating me, family, former coaches, like you said. A lot of former coaches reached out, and it's cool to, there's so much going on. You don't always it's hard to think about every single person that has helped you along the way, but having people reach out kind of like triggers little memories of whether it's quarterback coach in high school or quarterback coach in college or Coach Sweeney or I'm a head coach in high school or whatever it is. You kind of think about all the people that have helped you accomplish everything that you've accomplished and to get to this point. So it is kind of cool getting those texts and thinking back on some good memories with them and everything they've done for you.
The contract is sort of the final leadership component. Obviously, playing quarterback is a major part of that too. But does this now give you full confidence that the message has been clearly sent that when you talk, teammates need to listen?
I think I've earned that respect over time here, anyways. But not really. I think that I look at myself as that anyways, as a franchise quarterback, and that's how I've tried to carry myself the last few years. And I'm a firm believer in you have to earn respect and you have to prove it on the field in this sport. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of guys. I mean, you can respect people, but you're only going to listen to someone so much if they're not holding up their end of the deal on the field. So I understand that those two things go hand in hand, is earning the respect and having the work ethic to back it up and then producing. So those are the two things that, I want to do more consistently, but I feel like I have done, and I have proven myself to my teammates and proven the leader that I am. So I have a lot of confidence in that, and I know my teammates respect me, and we have a lot of leaders on the team, and it's obviously being the quarterback is a big one, and you're looked at as the leader, but we have other guys too that whether it's on the defensive side of the ball or whatever, that have to carry their weight. And we have a great leadership group, actually, that's kind of been talking a lot this offseason, and we know kind of the next step we need to take to get us to where we want to go.
What does it mean to you to see teammates say how hard you worked to earn your deal? Just kind of inspiring them to maybe take that next step. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I think it's like I was just saying, it proves that, I guess, the way I look at things and the way I try to handle my business works, and that it shows to my teammates, and that's something that's important to me, more so than obviously the contract or anything. Is just earning the respect of the people that you work with, and whether it's coaches or players, that's a huge piece of this is having that respect. And it shows that doing something right. Obviously, I'm not perfect. You got to always get better, and I know I can do things better on the field and be more consistent, but to show that I'm handling myself the right way off the field and that I have made an impact on some of my teammates does mean a lot to me.
You said a lot of people reached out to you. What was maybe one of the funniest things someone said to you?
Funniest things.
I know, like, high school buddies must have been all over you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the funniest thing someone said to me. I mean, there's been there's been a lot of, we're just, like I said, on vacation with Marissa's family, and obviously there's a lot of jokes around. And it's just, well, I think one of my buddies said, he was like, congrats on your new $2 an hour raise over here. Or something like that. Like he texted me right when it was done. One of my good buddies. So stuff like that is just funny. Or teammates are gonna, oh man, training camp is like they're gonna kill me the first few days back for it.
The nature of the contract, Trevor, is interesting because it won't go into effect until basically 2 years from now. So I'm not sure how involved you were with number of years. Was this something you said to your agent, like we're looking at a 10-year, we're looking at a 5-year? If you had any involvement in that?
Started as a 15-year. I'm just no, it's not. no.
Breaks news for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Being a walker going out of here. No, it kind of, I guess, I don't know. For us, it was always the same range. It was, just full transparency. It was 4 to 5 years, somewhere in there. Obviously, there's been some deals that have been long, like, look at Patrick's, or even Josh Allen's was, I think, 6 years or something like that. But I knew we wanted to be here, and there's always like a balancing act of however many years you do. Sometimes that can put the team in a better position, which is great. That was our goal, which I'm glad I feel like we were able to accomplish. Was obviously there was a certain amount that you, as a player, you want to make, and you want to be in the market value, all of those things, but you also want to keep the team in a good position to where we can, pay other guys and have players around me and do all those things, and from a salary cap perspective. And I don't know how all that works, but just I felt like my agent and Trent and the whole front office did a good job of kind of maneuvering all those things where it felt like we all won in the end, and it puts us in a position to where we can still have a lot of talent here, and we can bring guys in, or we can keep the guys that we have. That was something that was important to me, because I wasn't worth it to me to sacrifice being able to have a good team just so I can make some money. So I felt like we were able to balance that, and really I thought we did a good job of getting it to a point to where I felt like in the future we have some room, and we can really still continue to have good players around, myself, and then defensively on that side of the ball too. So I'm excited about that.
What is it about the direction of the organization that makes you feel comfortable signing on for so long?
I love our head coach. Coach Pearson's done a great job. Press, our offensive coordinator, the staff that we have in place, I feel really confident in the system. I feel like every year, I've gotten better and better in the system, and I know this year is going to be a big year to keep improving. But I feel really confident in that. Like I said, just the overall team that we have, the leadership on the team as far as players, we have such a good group, and I think the group that a lot of the guys we brought in 2 years ago was their first year. You talk about like Evan and Christian, and I'm trying to think of who else was in that class. Those are the two guys on the Sheriff. Yeah, Sheriff was there. Foyer on the defensive side. All those guys, I could name a bunch more, that kind of felt like we started to build this thing from the ground up in 22, and then last year continued to grow, and then this year, like I said, the free agents and the draft that we got, I'm really excited about. I think this is definitely the best team that we've had here in my eyes, just at this point in the year. From what I've seen, I feel very confident in that. So yeah, I think all those things, and the building blocks that we have, and the, I guess, players that you build around, the type of leaders and the type of people, that's what I feel the most confidence in, really, is we have good people here, and I think that's important to having success.
Getting you and Josh long-term deals in the same offseason, does that kind of point to that, building toward the future and the vision for the franchise?
Yeah, I think that's huge. Obviously, to get those done, and what Josh, I think it's just big to reward guys for, playing really well, especially in a situation like Josh. He had to have a great year last year, and he did it. He had 17 sacks. I don't know what the number was, and to really be able to do that and put his best foot forward at this point in his career, and I feel like he's gotten better every year. It's exciting, and I think you build around that. And like I said, Josh, there's Foyer, Evan, Christian, Sheriff. There's so many guys that you could point to. Cisco, Tyson Campbell, that all over the field, that I think bring something unique to the table that we need. But of course, Josh is a big one on defense, and having a guy that for us too, we're going to be here, and we've, you know, got the contract where we're kind of going to align as far as the time we're going to be here, and we know we can count on that. And I think it's important for us to be on the same page, which we have been, of just leading and kind of what the message is for the team and how we want to carry ourselves, because we're going to be here for a while.
Trevor, will there be a side bet you and Doug in American Century?
We need to get one going. That's a great idea, actually. I need to, before I do that, I got to make sure I'm playing well, because he's pretty good. So.
Well, just to motivate you, last year he finished ahead of Mahomes, Josh Allen. So.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's good to know.
That's
good to know.
At Augusta?
Did I beat him? Did I beat Coach at Augusta?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. It was close though. I think we tied the second day. He beat me. I think he beat me by 1 stroke the first day though. So it's close. But yeah, didn't have to bring that up.
Trevor, generational wealth is a phrase that comes up, right? So is there anyone you've maybe taken advice from, or anyone that's reached out to you to kind of better understand how to handle that, especially with all the money and the next things that are going to change in your life outside of the field?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a great financial team around me that's done a good job of, you know, I've been really blessed to make a decent amount of money even before this, so I feel like that was important to have in place already. So I really have a lot of faith and trust in that. And just, I think, having family, good family and friends around you too. That's the biggest thing, is people that you trust, that are around you for the right reasons and that love you and care about you, regardless of how much money you make. It doesn't really, I mean, I've always said it's a blessing, and, you know, don't want to sound insensitive, because to people that maybe don't have the finances, it is a big deal and it means a lot and it gives you freedom. But at the end of the day, it's just money. I mean, you can buy stuff with it. I mean, other than that, and you can help people, but it doesn't change who you are as a person. So, yes, it's amazing, and I'm very grateful. And you would think, I guess it's interesting how you would think you'd feel more when you get, I guess you accomplish this and you're gonna make a bunch of money, but it doesn't change who you are in any way. So it just kind of, I guess, can exaggerate or amplify who you already are. So I've always believed in that, and it's just money at the end of the day. You know, what are you going to do? Just, you can buy more stuff with it. I mean, it's not, you know, I'm grateful though. I don't want to sound insensitive to, you know, people that might struggle and don't have the finances, but at the end of the day, I think that's a good perspective to keep.
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Trevor, thank you.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Appreciate you guys.